Hey guys, Reckoning here, welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, we had lunch with, let's start from the beginning. We finished off Act 2, which was pretty short, surprisingly. And then we had lunch with Hanako and Lily, where Lily had to leave. And we got a little bit more information about Hanako. But that was then, this is now, let's get started. The summertime sun is something to be savored, but when combined with the clean country air, it's all the better. The track and field club members are horsing around in the field ahead. Some are playing with a soccer ball, others are talking, and a few laugh as two of them mock fight with each other. None of them pay me any heed as I sit alone in the grass, underneath the shade of a particularly large tree. It's a nice and peaceful moment after a dreary day of schoolwork. I played soccer pretty often before my heart attack, so I thought it would be really nostalgic to watch them. What I'm feeling now, though, is quite distinct from that emotion. I hear footsteps approaching from behind me, and I turn to my side to see one of my classmates taking the seat beside me. I'm taken off guard, as the two of us haven't talked much before, and I didn't think anyone would notice me here. What's up? Hi, Miura, wasn't it? Just call me Mickey. Surnames are too stuffy. Likewise, then. We both look back out to the field where the guys are playing. It looks like they're getting ready to have a second game, with people spreading out to their positions and the ball being carried to the center of the field. Sure enough, the whistle is blown to begin the match and they get right back into it. Not going to play? Nah, just gonna rest for a bit. What about you? Looked like you kinda wanted to play when you were watching us before. So someone did notice me after all. It's kind of a long story. Our face says that I've piqued her interest. I'm in Yamaku because I got a heart condition. I can't really play soccer anymore. Wanted to be a soccer player, did you? I only really did it for the fun. My friends played it, so I played it as well. Any of those guys playing around could have been me before my accident. But I don't feel like I have any real wish to go back to it then, either. It's a little hard to explain. Still decently physically built from the days when I played, even if my strengths largely left me by now. And I got on well with the other club members. When I think about it, I should feel pretty bad watching people play when I can't anymore. Yet I don't. Maybe it's a good thing, a sign that I've gotten over it, that I'm ready to become a new person. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling. It's cool. I'm actually glad to hear that. Sounds like you really had your stuff together. Some of the people that come to Yamaku are pretty messed up at first. So you remember the track and field club then? Yep, been in it since I first arrived. Don't suppose you're friends with Emmy? Short, fast runner, no legs? I don't think there are all that many female track and field members. Yeah, Emmy, everyone knows about her, don't they? But I tend to get on better with guys, so me and Emmy don't really talk much. Anyway, what about you? Well, I'm not really in any clubs. Real clubs, anyway. You've been hanging around with Hanako and that blonde Amazon, though, right? Blonde Amazon. I suppose Lily has the height to fit that description, if nothing else. I nod in response without making too fine a point of things. Then don't worry about it. As long as you got some friends, you don't need to join a club. Loud whistling from the field attracts our attention. One of the players is on the ground, clutching his leg, and the other stopped play to jog up to him, leaving Mickey grimacing. So that looks painful. That guy really has bad luck. As she continues to look out into the field, I can't help being reminded of her own injuries. Her left arm, ending rather in a stump than a hand, has been bandaged up for the entire time I've been at Yamaku, and her injury doesn't seem that new. She turns to talk to me again and catches me looking. Both of us sit in awkward silence as she takes her bandaged arm and holds it up in her lap with her other remaining hand. Sorry, I'm guessing still a bit. It's fine, really. Her tone is light, but neither of us say anything afterward. Every disabled student has their own way of dealing with the problems. Jared, I didn't even click that time! So sensitive. That's what I get for wanting to click silently. The injured guy from the soccer game managed to get onto his feet with some help, and ends up hobbling off the field with one arm over the shoulder of another for support. Probably just pulled a muscle if he can still manage to walk. The whistle blows again, and the game continues once more with one less man on the field. Hanging up with Hanako and that blonde girl. She's some pretty strange company. How so? It's just that Hanako's kind of, I don't know, shy? No, it's not that, it's just really, she's got some issues, I think. Can't really put it in a nice way. Not that I don't think she's a nice person, though. She's perfectly nice. Just hard to deal with. Sounds like Mickey, or at least some other people in the class, have tried to get closer to Hanako in the past, and that it didn't go well. think your judgment is rather harsh, given that everyone, not just those in Yumaku, have their own issues. Then again, I haven't known Hanako for that long, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was some stuff I didn't know about. I'll just take it as she comes. She's a nice person. I think that should be all that matters. Mickey's eyes narrow a little and her smile spreads. You really like her, don't you? Mickey certainly doesn't mince words. Alright, since we're still going down the bad path, I have to deny it. Damn it! I don't think so. We're just friends. Oh, I thought I discovered something nice for a moment there. I understand. Girls and guys don't need to be boyfriends and girlfriends after all. What she says is true, even if I do have feelings for Hanako. Right now we're good friends, and I don't want to mess that up. But I also want to be more than that for her. It's hard. Mickey gives off a different vibe than from the other girls. Talking to her feels like talking to a guy than a woman. Her saying she prefers male company doesn't help to dispel that notion either. Glancing at my watch shows that lunch break is ending in only a few minutes. Time to start heading back to class. Lunch is about to end. Want to head back? Yeah, we better. I pick myself up off the grass and dust myself off, offering a hand to Mickey to help her up as well. She takes it and easily pulls herself up, showing the muscles moving in her toned bare arms in the process. Come to think of it, why aren't you wearing the normal girl's blouse? Yeah, it's too hot and constricting. The boy's uniform is better anyway. She throws her arms around a bit to emphasize her point, which has the side effect of showing off one particular part of her body that would be especially constricted by the blouse. The two of us start the walk back to the main building through the gardens, talking as we go. Sounds like you're settling in well. That's a relief. It's pretty surprising to come get a transfer student this point in the year, considering the exams are coming up. Don't remind me. Don't worry about them. Just cram it, you'll be fine. Doesn't sound like good advice. She claps my shoulder a few times as she grins. I don't think she takes school very seriously. You seem like a smart guy, and Muto's taken to you well already. You're like a hand in a glove. That'll work out whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I still don't know what to make of this school. I've been here a few weeks already, but I still feel dazed at times. You get used to it, just give it some time. It's only high school, just like any other. She makes it sound so simple, but I've never thought about it that way. To me, Yumaku symbolized a marked shift in my life. I was no longer normal, I was different, and was to be educated with other different people. And yet, I'm walking back to class and talking casually with a classmate during lunch, after watching some others play a soccer game. All perfectly normal. Maybe she has a point. Maybe I should just look at Hanako in the same way. Everyone has their own issues. This is hardly something unique to Yumaku. After all, it's only a high school, just like any other. As we continue to talk, I find myself smiling. Mickey and I are very different people in almost every way, but it feels good to have gotten to know another classmate a bit better. A light breeze blows the scent of early summer around my head while I wait for Lily. Small white clouds litter the sky, breaking up the monotony of the blue. Nasao, are you here? Lily's voice lilts on the breeze as if they were one and the same thing. I stop gazing into the sky to examine Lily. With a peach off-the-shoulder sweater and a tan ankle-length skirt, in addition to tan sandals, she's quite a nice sight. Yeah, I'm over here, Lily, near the gate. Were you able to sneak away from Hanako? Yes, it's not uncommon for me to go out during weekends, so I don't think she noticed anything suspicious. That, and she has someone she sees. Lily purses her lips, as if she maybe shouldn't have continued. I find it a little hard to believe. Hanako's seeing someone? Really? No, it's just, she sees the therapist every so often on weekends. Oh, well, that does make a lot of sense. Lily rubs her arm uncomfortably, and after one look at her troubled expression, I quickly move to change the topic away from Hanako. Huh. Yes? Just wondering, you can get around the city on your own? Lily sighs in my consternation surrounding the topic of her blindness. I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. I can, yes. It's easier when I'm out with a friend of my sister, though. Wonder how Lily gets along with her sister. Being an only child, it's hard to imagine what having a sibling would be like, so it makes me a little envious of her. Alright, well then, the bus arrives in a few minutes, so we should probably get a move on. Indeed, it's a long wait if we miss this one. With that, we set off for a bus stop on the hill. It's only a small distance from the school gate, so it's very convenient. It's a nice view from here. Coming from the city, I never really got to see scenery like this, let alone on a daily basis. This area is nice for me as well. It's tranquil and away from the noises and smells of the city. Lily's head perks up in a trademark gesture of hers, signifying she's caught a sound. Oh, here comes the bus. I look down the road to see the bus trundling up the hill. Her hearing's quite a useful tool. The bus only takes a short while to reach the bus stop, forcing its way up the road, and within a minute we are on our way to the city. Walking around the city, I feel a distinct nostalgia. The smells, the traffic, the tall buildings everywhere. It's a lot like my native city, save for the raised walkways. It feels a little weird walking around a city as casually as I would in a park, but with cars rushing around underneath me. As I'm busily pondering the engineering marvel that is the raised walkway, I get a surprise. It takes a moment for me to realize that Lily has wrapped her arm around mine, extending her hand in front of her with her other hand. For a moment, I'm startled, but I managed to keep enough of a lid on it for Lily not to notice. While it's not the first time that Lily's relied on me for guidance, she'd only held on my sleeve's cuff before. It's logical that it would be easier for her to navigate a crowded and complex area such as the city wall securely linked, but I'm far from being as used to this kind of contact as Lily is. Finally realizing the growing silence between us and Lily waits for me to get moving, I'm tired. I quickly kick my brain into gear. Oh damn, it's 5 in the morning. You know, it was quite a surprise that Hanako likes to sing. Have you ever heard her do that before? I have indeed. We've been to karaoke sessions several times along with my sister. I can't say I take to the activity much, but the other two like it. Maybe Hanako doing karaoke is more fitting than I initially thought. Just her knows she knows, all alone in a little room. It'd give her a rare chance to let her guard down with nobody else there to judge her. Maybe it'd be nice to bring her into town for a karaoke birthday party if she likes doing it. I'm not sure if she would deal very well with the excitement. I moved to protest, but her face shows that she's mulling the proposal over some more. It takes some time for her to come to a conclusion. Then again, the best thing we could do for Hanako at this point is to try and create some pleasant birthday memories. Continually treating her as if she's abnormal won't help. I think you're right. If she has something to remember apart from Lost, maybe she'll come around. If we bought her something nice that she could see every day, then maybe she'd be able to take her mind off her past and remember that she has friends. And in any case, I think Hanako can handle something like this. In the time I've spent beside her, I've learned that she isn't quite as frightfully fragile as I first thought she was. So, shall we be off? I'm not really sure about the layout of this area. Very well. I might suggest having something to eat first. I haven't either, so that sounds like a good plan. Make sure you choose a nice place, says Al. She gives the teasing smile, one that makes me smile reflexively in response, even if she can't see that. I'll make very sure I do. Don't worry about that. Once inside, I order 2 slices of pie and accompanying cups of tea and take them back to our table. I peg this cafe as the type to appeal to Lily, small and quiet but well kept and somewhat upscale. Going by the dainty smile she wears, I don't really know if I chose right. It's very rare to not see her smiling after all. Scratch my ear for a second. Nevertheless, I take a seat near her at one of the corner tables and lay down our small meals. Lily gingerly brings her head over the slice of pie placed in front of her, delicately taking in the aroma. Lemon pie, is it? Thank you, Sal. No problem. The tea's just next to it, so be careful not to knock it over. She nods appreciatively, but judging from the weak smile she has, the warning wasn't really necessary. I suppose the sound must have tipped her off to its position. We both tuck into our food without further ado, both of us remaining largely silent as we do so. Lily isn't the type to appreciate discussion while eating, and I can't say I like it either. Eventually we finish both our meals, and the last of our teacups follows in short order. Lily's the first to break the silence. That's very nice. I must say, you've chosen quite well, Sal. It's the first time I've really had much of a look around the city, so all I could really do was choose somewhere that looked nice. Damn. Sorry. I feel really bad for inadvertently bringing up the subject of sight around Lily, but she doesn't appear to mind much. Quite the opposite, she almost looks amused by my awkward attempt at an apology. You are thoughtful, Hassan, but sometimes I fear that it gets the better of you. There's no need to change your speech on my account. Lily truly is pretty comfortable in dealing with her condition. I still hasten to change the subject, as I can't really say that I share her confidence in the matter. Have you lived here for very long? It seems like you have this place pretty much sorted out. She quickly waves her hand in front of her face to dismiss the notion. It's nothing like that. I've attended Yamaku since the start of high school, but I didn't walk around the city very much because Akira, my sister, picked me up and dropped me off. Oh, right, you mentioned not living in the dormitories until recently. It's quite a surprise. I just assumed she'd been living here since entering Yamaku at the least, which would give her a few years here. I've lived with my family most of my life. Then I was just together with my sister. With my family having moved to Inverness long ago, and Akira working longer hours, I ended up having to move. Inverness? Isn't that somewhere in Scotland? Oh, did I not tell you? My family currently lives in Scotland, the birthplace of my mother. My father's side is mainly Japanese, though. Huh. The question of what gave Lily her looks did cross my mind every now and then, but I never thought to ask. That answers that, then. To be honest, I'd never have guessed. Considering you have no accent, I'm guessing you were born here? Full marks. I'm thankful for my heritage, though, as without it, I'd likely not have been taught English so early in my life. And what of you, Hisao? What about me? She gives me a moment's thought. Probably should have thought what to ask me before switching the topic. I'll go with, what are your plans for the future? To be honest, I haven't thought about that much recently. After my accident and subsequent months in the hospital, ensuring my life here with you and Hanako has been enough for me. In fact, I don't think I've thought at all about a future for some time now. It seems almost futile. This is your last year of school. After this, you have to fend for yourself one way or the other. It's not like I don't know that, I just haven't put much thought into it since then. She opens her mouth to continue, but gives a small sigh instead. She seems to have realized that she doesn't really know enough about my situation to go too deeply into this. Well, we all have our own pace. I just hope you'll take any chance you see. I understand. I'll think about it. As we walk back out into the city, Lily takes hold of my arm once again. So, did you get any good ideas for a present? To be honest, no. I've never been very good at picking them. As absurd as it sounds, perhaps we should just look around? Hearing Lily utter those words throws me for a moment. Right. How do we do that? That's just the reaction I was expecting. It's simple. You can go window shopping and just tell me what is around. If something interesting comes up, then we might get an idea. Right. I'm still not so sure of this, but I'll take your word for it. I think we'll manage. Hanako, my sister and I managed to do it well enough. With Lily's simplistic and rather optimistic statement, we set off into the shopping district of the city and start describing everything I see to Lily. It's hard to think of Hanako going window shopping. She doesn't feel like the type to place much stock in fashion, nor have I noticed her reading magazines or the like. In fact, all I've really seen her do as a hobby is read books. There's a houseware shop. God damn it. There's a houseware shop just ahead. Looks like it's mostly crockery, though. I can't think that she'd have much of a need for that. What type of message was that send to her? Cook more food? It's not such a bad idea, maybe. Sometimes it is best to leave these things alone, Hisao. Once again, I get the feeling that Hanako's exploits in the kitchen aren't always successful. Lily must have had to help her with that sometimes. Let's see, next to Lone's bookshop. It seems like a good one. She's always reading. Yes, but there are a few problems with books. I'm not quite sure what she has and hasn't read. What about a gift card, then? There's nothing as impersonal as giving someone a gift card. It's like saying, I don't know enough about you to work out what you'd like. Good point. I always thought of it as making sure they got what they wanted. Giving people gifts is supposed to show them the level of affection you have for them. If you can't decide on a simple gift for them, then how much could you think of them? Right. No gift cards. Lily seems overly passionate about this, but I can see your point. If you're going to get something for someone, you should at least put some thought into it. I feel my voice going. Damn. If I want to get something for Hanako that reminds her of us every day, then what good is a gift card? In that case, what'd you get Hanako last year? A porcelain doll. I thought if she had someone to talk to, it might help her ease her pain. A doll isn't ever going to criticize her, after all. So should I be looking for a doll shop? If you could be so kind to keep a lookout for one, I would be grateful. Sounds good to me, though I'd wish you'd mentioned it earlier. But if I did that, then you wouldn't have started thinking for yourself, would you? Once again, Lily has a point. My brain is currently analyzing every store we've passed for gift options. If Lily had mentioned a doll shop to begin with, I wouldn't have much thought of anything else. We wandered through the city streets, but seemed unable to find anything that resembles a doll shop, or anything I could consider a fitting present. The simple act of searching is starting to clear my mind. The events of last week are starting to fade away, and I'm looking forward to giving Hanako a gift. If I can find one, that is. This is hopeless. I thought we'd be able to find something in the city for sure, and I'm sure we've walked down the street at least once before. That almost sounds like you're giving up, Hisao. I'm not, but it's a lot harder than I thought. Try not to grow so restricted in your thinking. Maybe we should actually go into some shops and have a look around? That might work. I've never really been any good at window shopping. Lily and I circle around the city streets once more, this time popping into stores that catch our attention. Or, really, your attention. Whatever. In the end, though, nothing comes up that's especially inappropriate. Hanako's tastes are often quite hard to pin down at the best of times, thanks to her intensely private nature, and those tastes we do know are hard to accommodate. Maybe take a break for a minute. I'm a bit exhausted. You're telling me. I agree and leave Lily to rest against a railing while I go to get a couple of drinks from a nearby vending machine. After walking up to the vending machine and grabbing myself some lemonade, I find myself at a bit of a loss. Not really knowing Lily's taste, I decide to take a guess and grab something that seems a little girly but not too weird. Strawberry-flavored milk. Back. I walk up to her and place the carton into her outstretched hand, making sure she has a grip on it before letting go. She feels out its contours before opening and taking a very tentative sip, her approving smile afterwards telling me I made the right choice. We both rest and I have a quiet drink for a few minutes. A familiar soft ring begins to sound from Lily's side. She quickly apologizes as her hand goes into her pocket, pulling out her mobile phone. Do you mind if I take this? It's fine, don't worry. She nods to me in thanks before turning away and flipping the phone open, bringing it to its side of her face as she picks up the call. Going by the tone of Lily's voice, the person on the other end is no doubt some friend or another. I tune out of the conversation pretty quickly, as the snippets that Lily says make it sound like little more than gossip. Without much else to do, I find myself watching Lily. She really is a pretty girl, which would hardly hurt her popularity in school. It's interesting just how much Hanako and Lily contrast with each other, in both personality and appearance. For a few minutes I just lean back and drink, watching her. Before long, Lily says her goodbyes to the person she's talking to, and hangs up before placing her phone back in her pocket and leaning back against the railing as before. Sorry, just a friend from class. I take one final swig of my can before throwing it into the bin. Lily gives me her carton to throw away soon after, finishing it off relatively quickly. You seem to have a lot of friends. Oh? Lily waits for me to continue, her interest piqued. I was just thinking you and Hanako contrast really heavily. It's hard to imagine Hanako doing a lot of things you do, or knowing the people you know. You seem to think about Hanako quite a bit. I don't know, it's just she's mysterious, I guess. I kind of want to know more about her, which isn't that easy. Almost sounds like you're doubting your relationship to her. I don't think it's that. I just want to do more for her, being her friend and all. I don't even really know how she sees me. The statement seems to interest Lily quite a bit. I wonder if Hanako said anything about me to Lily during the conversations. I'm about to ask what's on her mind as she picks herself up from the railing. Shall we be off then? Her voice and expression show that she's playing games with me. Lily knows damn well that she's leaving me hanging. With a sigh, I pick myself up with the railing as well and take a brief look around. We have stuff to do, so I'll just try and get back to her about this later. Tucked in between a newsstand and convenience store is a small shop. The sign up at the door reads Othello's Antiques in decorative English script. It would be easy to miss if we were walking around the street, but since we're stationary and I'm purposely looking around, it's just noticeable. Say, Lily, that doll you got Hanako, was it new? Well, yes, but I'm not sure I quite know what you mean. I think I found her shop. It's across the road. Oh, what is it? Some kind of toy shop? It's an antique shop. I think it's probably gonna be our best bet. Really? I didn't even know we had one of those near here. Neither did I. Missed the first time we went by here. It's pretty well hidden. Well then, it can't hurt to check. Inspired by this new find, we quickly dust ourselves off and head toward the store, Lily's hand finding its way to my elbow for guidance. The store has a strange musky scent to it. The layout is more like a garage than a store. Things are strewn around the floor without any immediate semblance of order. The shopkeeper gives us an almost bored look through his particularly small eyes. His face looks weary and tired, and his dress style is distinctly anachronistic. He gives us a polite nod of welcome before going back to his book. Lily holds tightly onto my arm, and I find myself having to split my efforts between making sure we don't miss a potential gift for Hanako and making sure Lily doesn't inadvertently bump into anything. The task is quite difficult given the way the haphazard way the store is laid out, and the many things poking out of the shelves they're sitting on pieces of furniture. But eventually, we safely arrive at an old desk covered in dolls and teddy bears. I think this is the right place. There's pretty much every kind of doll you can imagine here. That should make the choice much simpler. Could you please pick one for me, Sal? I had a feeling it would come to this. I picture Hanako in my mind and try to imagine which of the dolls would suit her the best. My eyes wander across the collection. Each one is as exquisite as the one before it. The sheer number of styles is boggling, but eventually one catches my eye. Damn it. Here, what about this one? I pick up a small porcelain doll that looks to be somewhat affordable. Dressed in a Victorian-era green dress with a little brown hat sitting atop its blonde hair, it looks a little like Lily. I gently pass it to her, who delicately feels her way around the object while wearing a look of slight concentration. It certainly feels beautiful. Do you think it would suit Hanako in your opinion? I think it would. It would look good in a room. In that case, I'll trust your judgment. Will you be getting her something as well, or shall this be a shared gift? I'm not sure. I think I should get her something myself, but I don't think getting her another doll is such a great idea. Maybe... I let my voice trail off as I look around the shop. Resting on a writing table not far from us is a decorative box that catches my eye. Wait here, I think I found something. My, that was fast. I gingerly walk through a collection of crystal glassware and pick up the box. The wooden sides are covered in carvings depicting ancient battles around a castle. The top, however, looks far too familiar. Alternating squares of white and black varnished wood are arranged in the lid. That's a really nice item. It's a chess set from overseas. Oh my god! Oh my god. Merchant, yes! That's a really nice item! It's a chess set from overseas, stranger. If you can place that voice, you are amazing. The store owner's sudden appearance startles me a little. I didn't see him approaching at all. I suppose he's trying to help us because we don't really look like we know what we're looking for. Or, on the other hand, maybe he wants to keep an eye on us because he suspects we might shoplift instead. I'm looking for a present for a friend. I see. In that case, this chess set would make a fine choice. Realization floods into my mind. It's a pretty good-looking set, but this is an antique shop. They're not well known for their bargain prices. How old is this? This is a reproduction. My best estimate is it's about 5 years old. I see. How much? He thinks a little before telling me, which is slightly disconcerting. I'll let you take this now for 7,000 yen. I balk a little. I wasn't expecting to spend that much, but it does seem perfect. Then again, maybe that's a testament to how well he worked out how much he can make me pay. Couldn't make it 5,000? 5,500, no lower. I'm sold. Oh, we'd also like to get that doll. The store owner looks over my shoulder, focusing on Lily and the doll in her hands. His eyes narrow and he visibly takes a moment to switch mental gears. In the process, his smile drops slightly. Ah. I guess that means not everything in his store is a reproduction. Are you quite sure you want that doll, miss? I trust my friend's judgment. I see. Oh, no offense. None taken. If you could please wrap it for me, it would be appreciated. Yes, of course, but it is 20,000 yen. Lily reaches into her purse and presents 4 crisp-looking 5,000 yen notes. Here you are, 20,000 yen. The storekeeper dutifully takes them at the doll and proceeds to the counter. I take Lily's arm to guide her there. You sure about this? It's okay, I have the funds I need. As I said, I trust your judgment. I feel a little guilty on two fronts. Firstly, because Lily's just spent a lot of money on my recommendation, and secondly, because I have a feeling the value of my gift isn't high enough. Nevertheless, Lily does seem to get somewhat awkward whenever the mention of money comes about. I hand the shopkeeper my present and the money for it in return. He puts the cash into the register before busying himself with wrapping the doll and repeating the process on the chessboard. Eventually, he finishes the gift wrapping and hands us both our presents. Please be careful on your way back, and do come again. Thanks. Indeed, thank you very much. The store owner bows deeply to us as we leave. Come back any time. I dare somebody to place that voice. Well, it did take us all day, but we found something in the end. That we did. Now that the presents are wrapped, I'm feeling a bit impatient to give them to Hanako. It's a common reaction to buying gifts, wanting to see the reaction of the receiver as soon as they discover what it is. And part of me wants to return to Hanako just to confirm her condition with my own eyes. So should we head back? Let's. We've done a lot of walking today, so I shan't mind taking a rest back at the dormitories. Lily's right. Now that the need to find a shop is over, my legs are feeling quite tired. Well then, back to school for us. I'm looking forward to resting for a bit too. Lily holds out her arm, and I link mine with hers. Together we make our way back to the bus stop. And with that, I believe I'll end this part off. So next time on Katawa Shoujo, we'll probably go through Hanako's birthday. It could be in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I don't know. But we'll go through her birthday, and we may... I'm saying it's a long shot, but we may actually get to the ending. Because if I remember correctly, the bad and neutral endings are in Act 3. And the good ending, of course, is in Act 4. But with that being said, I'm Reckoning. You're the viewer. Drop me a like or a favorite if you like this. Leave me a comment telling me what you think and if what I can improve on. And until next time, keep on reading. See you guys then.